There is no slowing down Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This past weekend put up a brace against Napoli in AC Milan's 3-1 victory, but he left the game. We're hearing now a thigh injury. He'll be out for at least 10 days, but he is the leading goal scorer in Serie A with 10, Cristiano Ronaldo just behind him at 8. But we're not here to talk about what he's doing in league play, gentlemen. Oh, no, no, no. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a bone to pick with EA Sports. As you know, FIFA 21, that was launched in October on the 9th, but he's decided to talk about it now. He said, who gave FIFA EA Sport permission to use my name and face? FIFA Pro? I'm not aware to be a member of FIFA Pro, and if I am, I was put there without any real knowledge through some weird maneuver, and for sure I never allowed FIFA or FIFA Pro to make money using me. Now, of course, whenever a player says something like this, in particular Zlatan, you might go, oh, come on, just give it a rest. But, gentlemen, to me, what kind of solidifies this argument is the fact that Gareth Bale responded to him saying, interesting. Who's FIFA Pro, right? Never heard of them. So also, that's another high-profile athlete who seems to be getting in on that and saying, are they making money off of this? So I guess I'll go to you first. Oliver, does Zlatan have a point?
Well, this is weird, right? Like, I was immediately trying to work out what kind of provokes this, because, you know, FIFA's not a brand new game. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been in it for a while now, and I think he's been aware that his likeness is being used for some time. There was even pictures out there on Twitter of him posing with his Ultimate Team card. So I'm immediately trying to figure out what's going on here. I thought maybe he was unhappy with his stats this year because he has quite a low rating compared to normal, but I think it's a bit more complicated than that. I think that there are some things going on with FIFA Pro right now and with agents, and one of the agents who's really pushed back on it in particular, surprise, surprise, is Mino Raiola, who's the agent of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Basically, they're trying to tighten things up, make a bit, put in a few more restrictions for these agents. They don't like it. They're pushing back, and they're pushing back through their clients. Gareth Bale also has a very high-profile agent in Jonathan Barnett. So I think that's part of it. I think also they probably will have taken notice that David Beckham, who obviously isn't a part of FIFA Pro as an ex-player, has just signed a £40 million deal over 3 years to be in FIFA as a legendary ex-player, and I'm thinking they probably want a slice of that. So there's got to be some kind of motivation. I think that's two possibilities that has caused Zlatan Ibrahimovic to suddenly take issue with the fact that he's in FIFA, a game many decades old now.
Believe it or not, FIFA, the video game, it helps market the players and the clubs they play for and allow the clubs that they play for to pay these players over-the-top wages. I feel that it's a little bit rich that this game that highlights and has over 7,000 players and 700 teams is Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Gareth Bale, of all people, crying poor. And I love the guy. Like, look, I have his jersey over my shoulder. This is a guy who's played for iconic clubs: AC Milan, Inter, Juve, Barcelona, Manchester United, the Galaxy, Ajax. He may be a little bit of a mercenary, I get it, but he's a wonderful player to watch. I love that he adds this spice, but this is just somewhere where I wish that he didn't go. He didn't have to go there, because believe it or not, a lot of the younger generation, they base their interpretations of what players do on the field based upon how they perform in the video game as well. So it goes both ways. It's mutually beneficial. I'm sure there'll be some legal proceedings going forward, ironing this all out, which will inevitably mean more money for who? Like Ollie said, the agents. It always comes back to the agents, and that's what FIFA's trying to clean up.
So if I were to play devil's advocate just a little bit, and you're right, I mean, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I don't think that guy is ever going to have to worry about not putting food on his table until the end of his days. But I can understand, you know, players looking at this saying, if I didn't sign anything in particular, you're making money off my likeness, because what we're doing is we're focusing on the top players. But what about some of the other players who don't make that kind of money, and then years go by, their likeness is still being used after they've left the game, and they're not making anything? I mean, I don't want to, you know, get completely dire here, but how many times have we heard stories of players, you know, either being duped out of money, bad investments, suddenly they go broke, and now you see FIFA, you see FIFA Pro making money off your likeness, and you're saying, where's my piece of the pie? I mean, I don't know, Gareth, if you want to chime in on that. I can see where someone of his status, this is where kind of there's the irony. He has the money, never has to worry, but yet it does take someone of his status to speak up first.
There's only certain players that have that kind of leverage. Wayne Gretzky in hockey, he wasn't in hockey video games. Michael Jordan in basketball. If you're the biggest name players and perhaps you have some kind of play here, but I don't know why you wouldn't want to be involved. I mean, this is free press. You negotiate your image rights with the club when you join them. Build that in to what your contract looks like in order for you to be paid accordingly. There's ways to go about this where we keep the solidity, the game, the wonderful game that is FIFA. FIFA for EA Sports and keep the business out of this. I just would hate to see this it potentially threaten to ruin what is a very good thing.